I'm sharing men's college basketball picks for today's Final Four round of the NCAA tournament on Saturday, April 5th. Let's continue. We have two big time games today featuring the Florida Gators taking on the Auburn Tigers and the Houston Cougars versus the Duke Blue Devils. As we all know, all four number one seeds in the tournament made it to the Final Four this year, something that's only happened one other time in history. The favorites have crushed the field in this year's tournament due to a variety of factors, including the transfer portal and the current NIL ecosystem. Personally, I think the Cinderella era could be over, but that's another conversation for another day. Today, I'm here to share two picks for today's games. Let's get right to it. Before I continue, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on so you don't miss any of my upcoming predictions videos. My first pick in today's video comes in the matchup between Florida and Auburn. Unfortunately for fans of the conference, the highly touted SEC conference will have to cancel each other out today. The Gators are currently 2.5-point favorites. I think a defining factor in this game will be the pace of play and which team can dictate that pace as the game progresses. This Florida team has had to come back from behind in a couple of their games so far in this tournament, but we've seen how they've been able to dominate their opponents as the tempo picks up for them, particularly in the second half of games. The Auburn Tigers have been playing at a very high level for most of the season, but in my opinion, they haven't been the same team over the last month or so because of the health status of their star, Janai Broome. This Auburn team hasn't been forcing turnovers at the same rate that they were earlier in the season. Auburn head coach Bruce Pearl is a mastermind. He knows how to get the most out of his squad, but I really like the balance of this Florida squad, especially if the injured Janai Broome doesn't come with his A game today. As of today, the Florida Gators are third in the nation in offensive efficiency and ninth in defensive efficiency. They've been forcing turnovers at a high rate, and they've scored a lot of high-quality transition points in this tournament. Also, out of the Final Four teams, they have the best backcourt left in the field, in my opinion, with Walter Clayton Jr. and Elijah Martin. That duo is averaging 31.6 points per game in this tournament, and the offensive pressure they provide may be too much for the undersized backcourt of Auburn to handle. This is going to be a great game. The margins are very slim in these matchups, but my pick in this game is the Florida Gators -2.5 at -102 odds to win one unit. I grabbed that line on FanDuel. My second pick in today's video comes in the matchup between Houston and Duke. The Duke Blue Devils are currently 4.5-point favorites on many books, but they're 5.5-point favorites on PointsBet and Bet365 at the moment. Both of these teams have been so impressive this season. It's really tough to see them have to cancel each other out. We have really differing styles in this matchup. Duke's roster, led by Cooper Flagg, has a ton of star power, taking on a Houston team that can really suffocate you defensively, and they have a ton of experience on their roster. They're a much older team than Duke on average. This year's Duke squad has been steamrolling teams. They've been so impressive. Many people criticize the ACC conference as being lackluster and somehow use that to knock Duke heading into the NCAA tournament, but their play on both sides of the ball has silenced many of their doubters. But unfortunately for Duke, they will be facing the best team that they've seen this year, the toughest team they've played all year as well. Houston ranked first in the nation in adjusted defensive efficiency. They allow their opponents to shoot only 30% from three this season. Both of those defensive metrics have actually improved for Houston in the NCAA tournament. Personally, I think you can ride star power to this point in the tournament in general. We've seen a couple of exceptions over the years, but I tend to lean on experience at this stage in the game. This Houston team is 34-1 straight up since November. They're 5-2 against the spread against top 10 KenPom rated teams, and I believe the veteran physicality they possess on their roster may be a bit too much for this game. Houston have also had a more difficult path to the Final Four. They may be a bit more tested than Duke, in my opinion. They were really impressive taking out Purdue and Tennessee, two top teams in this tournament. Cooper Flagg is the best player in the nation. He'll likely be the best player on the floor today, but in today's matchup, I expect Houston's defense to make things difficult for Duke. My prediction model gives Houston a slight edge against the spread in this matchup. This won't be a very popular pick, but my play in this game is the Houston Cougars +5 at -110 odds to win one unit. I grabbed +5 on PointsBet in this matchup. Subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Hit the like button for me and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my upcoming sports predictions videos. It's Myguyknowsaguy. Best of luck with all of your plays today. I'll see you next time.